Hello, I'm Marcus Boston. Quick video today, and we're going to talk about the importance of assessing your child's future when we're talking about a brain injury at birth, specifically an HIE diagnosis. Now, I'm shooting this video today because I did a video a couple of weeks ago in which I talked more in depth about the outlook for babies with HIE. And in that video, I explained why you can't just look at what one baby has going on with an HIE diagnosis and assume that's going to be the same for your baby. And in that video, I talked a little bit more about why the outlook can vary, and that, it deals with the severity of the diagnosis. That's important to know. And in addition to that, what part or parts of the brain may have been injured, because if you can understand what part or parts of the brain are injured, then that might help you understand what types of challenges your baby is going to face moving into the future. And there's that word again, future. A lot of times what we will hear is when we talk with families that are dealing with an HIE diagnosis and they have questions, maybe they want us to do an investigation for them. And what we hear is that for some families, the concern is what is going on right now, the immediate concern. And that is definitely understandable. It's definitely understandable that you would want to know what's going on right now with your baby and what do you need to do right now. But a part of that also is it is important to also think about the future, talking to the doctors about what types of challenges your baby may have moving into the future. Like I said, understanding what part or parts of the brain are injured, us understanding and assessing the severity of the diagnosis, because let's say your child is one of the ones that is going to pretty much live a pretty long life with everything. And when you're dealing with that, you've got to start taking into consideration, okay, what are the needs are going to be when my child gets to be 5? What are the needs going to be when they get to 10? What are the needs going to be 20? What are the needs going to be when mom and dad are gone? So the purpose of this video today is to help you understand why talking to the doctors, getting a good understanding of the severity of their child's diagnosis, getting a good understanding of what part or parts of the brain are injured, why these things are important. So if you know, let's say, for example, if you know that a certain area of the brain is injured in that brain, let's say for that part of the brain, let's say it controls swallowing, it controls things of that nature. Well, then if that part of the brain is injured, then you know that your child might have some challenges with swallowing. Your child might have some challenges with eating food. And so you can now start to kind of think, okay, what might my child need moving into the future? Is a feeding tube going to be an option, and using feeding tubes and things of that nature? So the purpose of this video is to kind of help you understand if you are starting this journey and you have a lot going on. But I just want to make sure that you understand that assessing the future, looking into the future too, is also important. Today is important. Believe me, today is important. But it's also important to kind of look into the future too, to a certain extent, to try to be able to understand what type of challenges your child may face moving forward. If you have more questions, maybe you're here today in this video because these are your concerns. You're trying to figure out the future is going to hold. You have concerns or questions about what caused your child's HIE diagnosis. Was this something that was done in labor and delivery? Did the doctors and nurses, that they failed to diagnose your child's fetal distress, and by failing to diagnose that fetal distress, failed to treat it? Maybe your baby should have had an emergency C-section. Maybe a C-section was done, but it should have been done earlier, or maybe there was no C-section and a C-section should have been done in your specific situation. Maybe you do have these questions and you would like an investigation done to be able to try to get some answers for this. This is what I invite you to do. There's a telephone number on the screen. Go ahead and pick up the phone and give me a call. I talk with families all the time regarding HIE, hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy, CP, MAS, brachial plexus injuries, all sorts of type of birth trauma issues. That is what we do. One more thing. This video is on the internet, and I practice law in the state of Maryland. If you are not in Maryland and you contact my office in regards to some questions, you've got to understand that if this is something that we think we can help you with, we have to use what we call co-counsel or local counsel. In other words, an attorney in your state to get guidance and to push the case forward if this is something that we think that we can assist you with. All right, that's going to be it for today's quick educational video. Again, I'm Marcus Boston, and I'm one of the childbirth, injury, and medical malpractice attorneys practicing law here in the state of Maryland at Boston Law Group, LLC. And we will see you next time. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day.